Three Sydney venues on the iconic Oxford Street strip are being put forward for heritage status for their contribution to the city's queer history. The City of Sydney Council has nominated the Oxford Hotel and two nightclubs, Palms and Universal, for recognition. For more on this, I'm joined by historian Garry Wotherspoon. Garry, welcome. And firstly, you support the council's move here.
Definitely support it. I think it's a wonderful move.
You study this history and you're also a part of it. You're a 78er. You participated in the first Sydney Mardi Gras in 78, and that night you went to the Oxford Hotel. Can you take us back to that moment, and could you have ever imagined how much change was to come?
Look, going back, and this is back nearly 50 years, we never expected what would happen would happen. It started out just like any other day. We did a march in the morning. There was a gathering up at Paddington Town Hall in the afternoon to talk about what we might plan. And someone had suggested, let's have a little parade down Oxford Street. So we gathered at Taylor Square. A few friends and I. It was a cold night, winter. So we went into the pub and had a few drinks to warm up. And then we set off down there and it all changed. It all changed. And as the second part of your question, who would have ever thought where we have got to today? I mean, when we marched in that first march, homosexual acts between men were illegal. And now you can have same-sex marriage, fostering of children, adoption of children. The world really has changed.
And so these venues, I mean, what are the pinpointed moments of significance, if you could condense it for us? What have they served in that history over that period of change and progress?
Look, they were very important initially because they were places where we were, a persecuted minority in those days, illegal, where we could go, be easy about ourselves and develop a sense of identity, the knowledge that we weren't alone as individuals, that there were more of us. So those three places were very important over, say, the past 20, 30, 40 years.
And where is this heritage application at the moment?
Look, the City Council have put it forward. I think it will be going to the State Government Minister for Heritage, Penny Sharp, or to the department itself, Heritage New South Wales. And hopefully within 6 months we'll have an answer.
And what significance do you hope that these venues hold for future generations, should they be preserved in this way?
Look, I think it's important that younger generations know that there was a history, that we've always been here, as it were, and that they can see that this is part of what, in effect, is probably a cultural quarter. There's the City of Sydney's own Eternity Theatre, there's the National Art School, there's Qtopia in the old police station. So there's a lot of things in this area that really reflect part of the history of the region.
And Garry, Oxford Street continues to change. The Arc nightclub will be closing its doors. Does the area need revitalising, and how would heritage listings aid in this?
Look, I think heritage listings are important. I mean, so often we get tourists saying, and where should I see while I'm in Sydney? And you can say, well, here's Oxford Street. This is where parts of our heritage certainly are. And I think it will also help in the regeneration of Oxford Street. Currently, Oxford Street's under massive repair, but in 2 or 3 months, a lot of the hoarding will go down. New shops will open. And I think they will be part of what a city tour can say, come and see Oxford Street's queer heritage.
Historian Garry Wotherspoon, thank you for speaking with us.
Thanks, Gemma.